Hey everyone, in this video we take a look at a late 1980s television set and a China arcade chassis. We're going to look at tube selection and connection to the arcade chassis. I've got another one here. I won't go into full detail or anything about the chassis itself. Mike's amateur has already done that. He is far more advanced than I am. In this video we're just going to look at basic hookup. So while I've got it here, I'll just show you that there is two jumpers there which can help you adjust overall picture size, which is very handy. Also, when selecting an old TV or tube as a donor, you want to make sure it's CR23 compatible for this socket. So this TV I actually paid money for, not a lot, but I don't like paying money for an old TV set because you don't know if the tube's got life in it, but I paid money for this one just because it is a 25 inch, so it's kind of the harder one to get. So the China chassis is supposedly rated for 25 inch to 29 inch, as it says here on the box, suitable. I've also used a China chassis on a 21. So I don't fully understand it. Some people say that's not good, there's possible X-ray issue there, but then other people say maybe the flyback just doesn't work as hard. I'm not sure, I'm not an electrical engineer. I do already have 4 of these working in machines here in my own arcade. A couple of them have been going for 2 years now without problem. So they don't get a lot of use, but they do get switched on regular. So I hope that's an indication that these will last for a while. There is actually a sticker on the side here that talks about, actually says parameter, and it's horizontal vertical for the deflection coil resistance. This one's actually talking in millihenries. I think you can actually convert that to ohmage. But I do believe, and this is from my own experience, these chassis like to see between, well, let's just say 2 ohms and 10 ohms, about that. Anyway, I will go get my mirror, a wiring harness and an isolation transformer, and we'll get this hooked up to this TV and we'll see what it does. The main reason I paid money for it, because I generally don't like to, because 50% of the time the tubes are past the use-by date, but this particular one happens to be a 63, which that is the hard to find 25 inch. So the lady said it had a good picture. That remains to be seen. I'll do a test on it now. We'll put audio and video on it, but I don't have this video socket. I've generally only got RCAs, so what I'll do now is I'll take this back cover off, hardwire this. This I'll solder straight on somewhere, and we can fire it up and see if we can get a picture. Actually, while we're doing this, I'm just looking at the back of the tube now, and it's actually not too blackened or dirty around here, so maybe the lady was right, and maybe it has got a good picture, because generally the bad tubes that I've had have always been quite blackened from a high number of hours. So that actually doesn't look too bad, so maybe there's hope for this tube. Alright, so that testing was done with the multimeter. I know which way around this has got to go now. Right in the middle of that though, my multimeter, probably because I've been doing that, leaving it on, The battery just died. Okay, that should do for that. Right, I've just got to find a, what would that be, a male to male adapter for that, and audio can just go straight in. Sorry, that way around. Oh, and it is actually stereo. I thought it was mono initially. Okay, let me go find an adapter. Alright, not really ideal, but three-way adapter. It was the first thing I picked up. Okay, that will do. So I should be able to power up this TV now, and obviously be wary that's about to be live. Let's put power on this set. And hopefully we can pull up AV without a remote control. Okay, where's the cord of this thing? It's that one. Okay. Alright, that's power. Turn this thing around. So it's on standby, so it might just need a push of a button to bring it to life, or is there a power button? I've probably got an NEC remote that would work for this actually. Operate. Oh, well, I heard that. Something's going to happen. It's either going to smoke or give me something. Well, that didn't take too long to come up. It wasn't exactly fast, but who knows what settings it's at. Oh, mode. Oh no, that's all for what, I don't know. Well, mode. What are these adjustments as it comes up on the bottom? That white one. That white one, is that brightness? Up or down? So it was right down. No. I don't know what that is. It's not making the picture any brighter. Well, at least it works. Yeah. Mode. What's yellow then? Up. Don't know what yellow is. Purple, up. Don't know what purple is. It's not really doing anything either. Blue, don't know. It's unusual adjustments because there's nothing for brightness or contrast here or here. Just got TV, video. Well, if we go to, oh look, there you go. And you know what, that picture is not too bad. And funnily enough, there's a little V-hold here, so this should fix that. Okay. Although I can see some issues with it. So there's not much colour going on. Oh, it's got some weird colour issues going on. Alright, so we'll go mode. What does yellow do? Up. I don't really know what yellow is doing. I'll leave it in the middle. Purple, up. One of these has got to be colour, you would think. Blue, what's, whoa. Down. Oh, so look, that one's doing, so that was brightness and it was nearly all the way up. That's not a good sign. And what's dark blue? Up. Oh, well, look, it's not too bad. We can get some colour into it. Ah, white's colour. Here we go, we're getting some colour. Well, you know what? Actually, maybe this tube is alright. There's lots of colour here. Nice and clear. You know what, when we put it all up to max, we're plenty bright enough for an arcade machine, although it's just starting to see the colour run now. Okay. Well, let's do a, let's see what that deflection coil is now and see if we can put an arcade chassis on this. It's not too bad. Blue. Yeah. V-hold, let's get this right. Oh yeah, okay, that's looking alright. What is yellow? Might be a sharpness or something. Oh, I think it is. Purple, what is purple? It's like a tint or something, is it? Yeah, I think there is actually enough brightness in this tube. I think this tube has life in it. Which is great. Alright, let's turn it off and see how it looks. See how that deflection coil looks. Power, operate. Also, check this out. I don't often see this, but this is actually stamped December 89. Now, I would have been fooled by this cabinet. I assumed it would be much later, earlier, mid-80s maybe, but no, 89. That's a surprise. It's a very dated cabinet for 89. Okay, this set is now unplugged, but there would still be a nasty kick from this tube, but I'm not going near that really. So what I want to do is actually just get a reading off this deflection coil and see what it's saying. Ideally, I would like it to be around 2 ohms, 10 ohms. So that would be really good, rather than say like 1 ohm, 6 ohm, or 5 ohms, 40 ohms. I probably can work with this if it's close to 2 ohm, 10 ohm. So here's the plug here, and we'll, where can we put that? Okay. I've just got that on 200 ohms. Actually go in the back here. Oh, well, 1.8, 1.9, that's well, that's workable. That's good. And this other one, this can be a bit more flexible. All right, so the other part of the deflection coil, all right, 14.1. It's a little bit higher than I like, but I'd still like to set up a China chassis on here and actually see what the picture's like. I forget which way around it is on the screen. These coloured wires, this brown wire can sometimes be green, so it can be yellow and green. Anyway, well, down to 14 now. 14 ohms. Anyway, so what I'm thinking I'll do next is I'll show you one of these NEC 25-inch tubes that I've just put in a little while ago into an NBA Jam original cabinet, and the picture's really good. You'd say it is as good as anything. So yeah, there's this tube is probably a good proposition, but I won't know till I get the arcade chassis on it. I don't really want to have to swap the yoke or deflection coil off of another tube to make it workable. I mean, that's a last resort because it can be complicated. Sometimes it's very easy, and other times it just doesn't work for convergence once you've fooled around with it. So I'd rather just leave it as it is. All right, well, I'll go grab a China chassis, brand new out of the box, and we'll hook it up. All right, this is the bit that all of us hate, discharging the tube. Let me just swap hands here and I'll see if I can even get the flash. Here we go. This set's been off for maybe half an hour. Well, it's quite stuck on, this one. You know, I guess you're not going to see anything, you might hear it. You ready? Here we go. Oh, it was only a tiny one. Only a tiny little crack. Alright, now that is a short in there, we can have a look. No matter how many times you do this, you never get used to it. And never get comfortable with it, I should say. There we go. Okay, let's move on. The chassis here, and it's time to make some connections, and I have to change this over to this more arcade common deflection coil connector, so I'll have to do a little bit of soldering, and then we'll set up this chassis and we'll soon have a picture. So I see some other people leave the grounding clip on. Show you why, because this has been powered down for, sorry, not powered down, I discharged it half an hour ago. Let's have a look, let's come back to it. There you go. And let me tell you, if that secondary gets you, you'll know about it. And even the third. But now that's done, we can put this China one on. There we go. Well, I'm just about ready to fire this up. There was a power supplies here. This is just all temporary deflection coil, and the ground strap here off the tube going to the neck board. Deflection coil into here. Video. I don't think I'm missing anything. Obviously the main one there. I did destroy a China chassis. The only trouble I've had with a China chassis so far is when one of these, I hadn't clipped it on properly and it fell off. I've got probably 4 or 5 of these China chassis running in my arcade here now. I haven't had a problem with one of them yet. Okay, let's get a game board on here now and fire it up. Well, there you go. It's probably not going to show up great on camera, but I like to use a mirror when I'm doing some of this stuff. It makes it so much easier. I did have to move a couple of those. Well, I had to move both the jumpers actually to get the picture the right size, and then I just adjusted the flyback. What I'll do now is I'll enter a couple of games in and then just look at the picture size and see if I can get it right on screen. You never know, it might be perfectly fine with that 14 ohms we saw on the deflection coil. All right, we've entered into a game now. Let's see what we can do with this picture to improve it. It's very blue looking, isn't it? What's it wanting? Oh, that's brightness there, isn't it? Well, you're definitely getting plenty of brightness there. More than enough. It's starting to look better. Pick up a bit of brightness again. Now, can we fix this this picture bowing in a little bit? Is that... Oh no, we don't need that one. Oh, there it is. There's pin cushion. But we need width. It's height, and we can take that up a bit. Centering it, but width. Can we get the width we want out of this thing? There. Oh yeah. So I might need to pin cushion again. Which one was the picture centering? Not that one. There. And width. Oh, so that's it, width max now. I don't know that I can correct that. I'll try. No, that's linearity. All right, just picture off for a second. I'm just going to move this other pin back on. And that's it. So one of those pins, so I can change that again now. Now I got to bring it back, do I? Oh yeah. Well, it's right there, look. So it's, yeah. Brightness down. That's better. And so that's the width at its both max settings. It just gets it there. So hopefully no other game boards or anything are a problem. But look, it works. China chassis saves the day. So let's just have a look at, oh, there's focus. That looks better. Focused in now. Oh, hey, that's looking really good. I'm quite happy with that. Let's just fiddle with the colour a little bit more and see if we can't improve it again. No. What looks better, that or that's about it. We've got to be happy with that, right? Brightness. Oh yeah, got plenty to play with, and the colours aren't bleeding or. Well, I would say that's success. This tube could be transplanted into an arcade machine requiring a 25-inch tube, and you'd be very happy. Well, here's another game up and running, and blue is blue, green is green, and red is red. And it's quite clear, and convergence is pretty good into the corners, not too bad at all. We're bright enough. And here is the same NEC tube in an NBA original cabinet. This is not running a China chassis. This is running the original chassis that just came in this machine and happened to work well with the deflection coil on it. The only thing is I've got some jail bars down on this left side, which is not bothering me at the moment, but that's not expected to be anything from the picture tube itself, rather chassis or wiring issue. But this picture really is great. Probably looks a bit bright on the camera at the moment in the dark here, but yeah, also a really good picture. Okay, just disconnecting the China chassis. Now, this is a day later, might be 2 days later. We'll see if there's anything here. Under we go. No, nothing today, or maybe there's something there, but I certainly couldn't hear anything. These China clips are usually pretty easy to get off. That's why one fell off once. Well, this set's finally about to meet its maker, but I'll rob it of these speakers. Quite good stereo. 4 speakers in it. That's pretty cool. Would have had decent sound considering it was in a big box too. So time to get this tube out. Have to be careful. It's really just a bunch of screws and some wire clips, and I'll yank the chassis out as well. Chassis can go in my pile of chassis for parts one day maybe. You never know. You never know what might be needed here or there. Alright, last words. These chassis end up at my door for about 90 bucks Australian. They may be a little bit dearer by now. They do come with a plug kit, and it's also got the grounding strap for the tube there with the spring. Look, the purists won't like it, but I'd rather see one of these and an old TV tube in an old arcade machine rather than some kind of flat screen botch up. Well, that's the end of this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, you know what to do, and I'll see you on the next one.